Hello everybody, Caden here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we're actually going to pick up on something I forgot to do last episode, which was name the new elasmotherium thing we have. And I also replaced Charlie's nameplate, and the new one is going to go by the name of Ellie, which was named by the Iron Ocelot. So thank you, Iron Ocelot, for suggesting that name. It has now been officially been made the name of our brand new elasmotherium. Anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, today of all days, we're going to work on a fence. Because why not? Fences equal dinosaurs, I guess? I don't know. Fences equal fortune, I guess, is what we'll say. 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. I couldn't math there for a second, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so sorry. I just need to quickly get some fence posts down, and I'm gonna probably mess up my talking for a minute as I try and get them to be the correct distance apart from each other to appease the why did it place like that? That's weird. But yeah, so we're back on the world, and today we're going to be building the fence for the brand new exhibit we're working on, which, after going back and looking through the comments, you guys see there was no general consensus on what we should do. There are votes for Stegosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Dryosaurus, the Mammoth, Henotus, and a whole host of different creatures were suggested, which was actually pretty cool because I've said before, we don't always get a ton of comments, so it's pretty cool when I get a ton of comments like that. But anyway, I now have to decide what I want to put in there, and I don't even know why I'm over here. Oh, dirt! Dirt is the reason. I came here because I needed some dirt to fill that lake in. See, I'm very forgetful. Anyway, that's not the point. So after looking at all that, even I haven't really come to a consensus on what creatures should we put into the park, so I figured we'll kind of just head over there, see what we have, and decide from there what I'm going to put in, which will be... So just thinking, we have a pretty big exhibit. Pretty big indeed, actually. Let me check. So the big ones, the medium ones, honestly, like in all honesty, guys, I think we're gonna go with Triceratops. And am I gonna go with 2 or 3? We'll go with 2 Triceratopses for now. And the reason I'm gonna pick Triceratops is just simply because it's a big dinosaur we can use, and I honestly quite like Triceratops. Stegosaurus will go somewhere else later, but unfortunately, but yeah. I didn't need to get 3 because I only have 2. But yes, there we go. Okay, so hopefully those will cultivate correctly and I won't have to come back here to replace them. Well, the DNA should be saved because it should instantly go into the hopper if it breaks. Okay, so I shouldn't have to worry about anything. But yeah, I guess I decided to put Triceratops in here just because why not? Triceratops is a pretty cool dinosaur. They're big enough that they should fill this area up quite easily, and it should be pretty good to just fill this general area. Plus, Triceratops is one Triceratops has always been one I kind of don't do in a way. Like, well, I mean, I always put them in the end, but compared to most of the creatures in the park, Triceratops is usually put in quite late. Like other dinosaurs, such as like T-Rex. Well, actually, no, it's like T-Rex where I don't put it until the end. But unlike other ones like the Deinonychus or Pachycephalosaurus or Gallimimus, all of which I usually get in really, really early. I don't think I've ever gotten the Triceratops in all that early. Usually when I do, I don't think I've ever given the Triceratops its own enclosure. It's always been in a cage with another group of or another creature. Because yeah, in my last world it was with the Parasaurolophus, Ankylosaurs, and Pachycephalosaurs. So yeah, they didn't have their own exhibit that time, and the world before that they didn't have their own exhibit, and the world before that they didn't have their own exhibit. Yeah, they didn't, because the whatchamacallums, the ankylosaurs were in there with them. So I have never given Triceratops its own exhibit, and it's a big enough area and it's good enough looking that I think we can. So you know what? We're gonna get Triceratopses into the park. And you know what? I'm going to get a third. I am going to put the third one in as well because I want 3. I want the trio of Triceratopses, the Triceratops triplets, to be in the park. Which means, I guess, if I hatch them today, you guys will have 3 brand new creatures to name. Which would be pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool indeed. And it'll be the second species we get in the zoo, which is also pretty cool. Because we don't get a ton of new creatures all that often. Or at least that's not my goal. My goal is to kind of delegate the creatures out throughout the series, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I imagine eventually I'll start picking up the pace a bit more, and we'll just start getting in a ton of creatures and stuff. Oh, what was that? Yeah, someone suggested, this was probably actually a couple of videos back, but I just suddenly remembered this comment thinking about getting new animals in. Someone suggested that I should build the hatchery from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis in my world to put new dinosaurs into. And I might honestly do that. Because we could do that, and then if we needed to later, we can move them or something. Of course, though, I might just put either the Deinonychus or Velociraptor in there, just because, you know, it's like Jurassic Park, so why not? We could put, actually, when the Osteoraptor gets added, we could put Osteoraptor in there, which would be pretty cool as well. I'm looking forward to getting the Osteoraptor, actually. The texture looks really, really good. Also, I'm going to leave that because I want to get the clay later. And we're not going to fill too much of the lake in, because I think it'd be kind of cool to give the Triceratops a bit of a water feature. I'm placing these blocks weirdly. Okay, so, and then from here, we can go in slightly like that. And like in like this, and yada yada yada. We've basically just shrunk down a massive lake into a more manageable lake. Because, you know, gotta manage them lakes. You can't let them lakes run free and around, messing your world up. You gotta tax the lakes. We're going to tax the lakes. I don't know. I'm being weird. But yeah, Triceratops will be the first actual dinosaur in this world, which is gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Okay, now I've come to the dilemma. Do I flatten this area out? Or do I leave it as a hill? I'm gonna go flatten it because why not? This is my life now. This is my life. Oh, one of them failed. Stupid cultivators, always failing on me. They have failed me for the last time. Their lack of faith disturbs me. I've now referenced both Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Well, we get our iron back. Oh, and these ones finished. Sweet! That is quite nice, actually. Okay, so we'll just keep throwing this Triceratops DNA in until we get a result. And because I don't want to clog my inventory up, we'll just throw the Triceratops eggs in there, and we should be good to go. Good to go. Oh yeah. So someone was actually suggesting I guess set up a tiny bit of a quote unquote not rotten flesh, but mutant creatures or the Failure-saurus farm in a way, because if I do that, I get a ton of Failure-saurus flesh, which can then be used to be analyzed into more DNA. So thus, if I collect a ton of that and then wait for new updates to hit when brand new creatures get added, it gives me a much higher chance of obviously getting the brand new DNA. Which I actually thought was a really good idea and is definitely something I'm going to try and work towards doing. Okay, we have one more stone. Oh no, we have 2 more stone shovels. Okay. I will just use these for now, and if I need to get another shovel or 2, I will make them. I will make my shovels if I need to. You know, got to build them shovels. Shovel. Shovel and a spade and a hand grenade. Well, shovel and a spade are the same exact thing. I don't know why I said that. Those are... It would be redundant to say that because you're saying the same thing twice. I remember very little... I was supposed to say I remember very little English. No, I remember quite a lot of English. I mean, it's the language I'm speaking right now, so quite obviously I know a lot of I know English. Unless maybe I'm not speaking English. Who knows? Maybe I'm speaking Westron. Or maybe I'm speaking Quenya. By the way, if you don't know, those are languages from Lord of the Rings. Which means I actually speak the language known as nerd. Yeah. I find it funny when I reference that stuff by myself. I don't know why I find it funny, but I do. It's self-referential humor, I guess? I don't know. It's weird, whatever it is. It's bizarre, frankly quite terrifying. I think I was trying to say to be like it's straight terrifying and frankly terrifying at the same time. So strangely was born. Strangely is a new word now, guys. Use it with wisdom. I don't know what it's supposed to do. What is this word supposed to mean? I don't know. Oh, whoops. No, it's supposed to go over here. It's supposed to go over there. Alright. I think I may just do a bit of a curve around over here with the ye olde dirt wall and just curve the dirt over to the fence and essentially just create a bit of a natural barrier because I would rather not build a ton more fence posts and have to level more land because, to be honest, leveling land is rather boring and I don't enjoy it. Yeah, we'll just do like this. And again, terrain will change and look better as time goes on. I'm just, I guess, making rather quick exhibits, one may say. The quickest of exhibits. That isn't too terrible. But yeah, it should be more than enough space for our Triceratopses. I mean, it's a pretty big area. And in terms of Triceratops exhibits I've built, this is actually pretty large. Some of the ones I have made in the past are not the most Triceratops friendly, one may say. They were quite small. Of course, though, I guess Triceratops was a bit smaller back in some of those updates. Yeah, that's another thing. I always say I've wanted to do this, and I never end up doing it, mainly because I can't get 1.5 modded to work for some bizarre reason. Yeah, that was actually the main reason I never did it. I could not get Forge 1.5 to load on my computer, which baffled me because I've used it before, so I don't know why it wasn't working now. But I've repeatedly said multiple times, like, oh, you know, I'd like to go back and play the 1.5 editions of this mod for like a couple of videos. Just cause, not because it's like super good or anything, or because it was like a superior update or something, but just because those were the updates that I played a majority of. Like, of all the updates aside obviously from the 1.7 one, because obviously the 1.7 updates have been the ones that have been out the longest. Aside from 1.7, the 1.5 update, specifically the 1.5.2 update, I believe is what it was one I just played the most because, I don't know, it was just a good update. It's when we got the Compsognathus and the Spinosaurus into the mod. We had all the old dinosaur models. It was back before there was male and female dinosaurs in the mod, so we had all the different variants. Oh man. The biggest bit of nostalgia, I guess, for me with that is just purely the old models. Because I remember those old models so well, like the Mosasaur. Oh, the Mosasaurus. That was one heck of a... It looked fairly weird to be honest. Compared to the new one, it does not look very good, but oh, and the old T-Rex and Raptors, and oh man, I need to play that for an episode. I need to just maybe a live stream or something, or just another video. The old updates, playing around with Minecraft Dinosaurs 1.5.2. I know obviously there are people who've been playing as far back as like the 1.2 and 1.3 updates of the mod, like when it first came out. I didn't even have Minecraft back then, so I literally couldn't have played those, but for me it was the 1.5 stuff. The 1.5 stuff was the thing back in the day for me. Like, that was where Minecraft Dinos was at. And yeah, and then the 1.6 updates rolled around. And that actually made it somewhat hard for me to play, because once the 1.6 updates rolled around, we hit the, I guess what I would call the realism section of Revival, which I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong. I love that Revival does a very realistic form of dinosaurs. I love how it looks. It's really cool and everything like that. But for me, there will always be a special place in my heart for those original models. Those models that have been around forever. Like, they've just been around for ages. For years we'd had these old models. And all the YouTubers I used to watch back in the day, I think I watched a couple of Poets videos back then. The Atlantic Craft with their original Jurassic Craft series. Little Lizard Gaming had a Dino series back with those old updates. Like, that was when I figured out what Minecraft Dinosaurs, like the Revival mod was. That's when I started playing it and everything. So yeah, the 1.5 updates hold a very special place in my heart. And because there was a lightning bug over there, I thought Charlie took damage, and that scared me for a second, because I was like, no, Charlie, no. Please don't die on me, Charlie. But yeah. I don't know why I just suddenly went on that tangent about the 1.5 stuff, but yeah, the models, the sounds, the AI will always hold a special place in my heart. I mean, I probably couldn't go back nowadays and play it without like pulling my hair out, just because it's changed a lot. If you don't believe me, look up, like, I assume most of you guys have seen Poet Plays. Just look up some of his older videos and you'll understand what things used to look like. Like, man, the mod has changed a lot. The mod has definitely changed a lot since those old days, but I still love him. The most infuriating thing I remember about those olden days of Revival it definitely would have had to be the inability of the dinosaurs to go up blocks once they reached a certain age. Because yeah, they were able to go up blocks as babies. I remember that clearly enough. Because I never had problems with that. As a baby, they could climb up any block, but when they got to around 6 days old, I guess, they could no longer go up blocks. So at about 6 days, you had to make sure the exhibit was fully flat, or they wouldn't be able to move anymore. Oh, and the Triceratops is back then. In my first series of Minecraft Dinosaurs, I think I ended up losing about 9 Triceratopses. Like, 9 of them died purely because there was they would grow up a bit, and because Triceratops didn't even really move much back then. As far as I can remember, I'm probably wrong, but maybe I'll watch some of my very, very old videos I don't have up on the channel anymore. Like, these are some seriously old videos that I made. I don't even know if I uploaded those ones, but yeah, like, I remember so much about the mod back then. That was back in the days where the sunken ships would spawn all over the place, so you literally couldn't go in the ocean. Like, you couldn't go 25 feet without seeing another ship, which was really crazy. There were a ton of academies back then. I got tons of DNA out of that. Biofossils were rare drops, and DNA was even rarer. It was back before we got individual bones, and we just had skull, claw, leg bone, and arm bone, and you made the bone armor out of it, and it was really cool. And it was also stronger than diamond back then. Oh my gosh, like all this stuff. I need to play that old edition of the mod. But yeah, Triceratopses would suffocate in blocks. T-Rexes were actually honestly pretty adorable looking. They were really cute. Velociraptors were really weird looking. The Spinosaurus. Oh, and the Brachiosaurus. The good old 25 block tall Brachiosaurus. Like, what is it? So if you guys can picture the current height of the Brachiosaurus in this mod, that is about how big it was when it was like halfway grown. Like, that was about a teenage Brachiosaurus. When they were fully grown, like, they were just massive, massive dinosaurs. I need to... Okay, so you guys keep asking... Like, okay, we've got technically a stream series going on right now where I'm making custom textures for the Dinosaurs mod. But, you guys keep asking for me to do, like, oh, do a Let's Play on Dinos. Do a Dinos World. Do a Dinos World. And I'm like, I don't really want to do a Dinos World because, we got a current Dinos World. But maybe, if I can get 1.5 Forge to work properly again, and I can get the Dinos mod back in, heck, maybe I'll even use the original, like, 1.5 Jurassic Craft, YouTube mod pack. Oh, I might, yeah, if I could find that, I might actually just use it. I want to play these old versions again. It's been so long. It's been so long. 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okay, so we have a male, a female, and a female. Okay, so we got 2 girls and a guy, so we will need names for these adorable little Triceratopses. And we can turn our sound back on. In the comments, aren't you just adorable? You really are. You honestly are really, really stinking adorable. Oh, they no longer have that bug. When was that bug in it? I don't even remember when that bug was in the game. Oh my gosh, I just remembered another thing. So you guys will remember, if your only experience with the mods currently has been the 1.7.10 updates, especially the ones from the last year or so, you will remember that when you tell a dinosaur to stay, it sits down. That was only implemented quite recently. I remember the days of when the Deinonychus and Gallimimus got added in, back in the first 1.6 updates for the mod. And all the way back in those days, the only 2 dinosaurs that would sit were Gallimimus and Deinonychus. And then it was removed randomly, because I remember I had them sitting for a couple of episodes, and then I came back one episode after updating, and they wouldn't sit anymore, and I was really disappointed because it had looked really, really cool. But yeah. These guys are going to be really difficult to see for now. Not too difficult. I'm doing this just because it seems, I don't know, cooler, even though you get slightly less visibility. Oh, look at them, they're so cute. Triceratops is adorable. It really is. But yeah, I think we're going to end today's episode off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And until next time, guys, see ya.